Okay.
Gorgeous. Yes.
That is gorgeous. I'm getting hungry just looking at it.
Oh gosh.
I love the color that we're getting on
Yes,
it.
yes. Smelling it, smelling it, smelling it. Yes, inhale. Yes.
Yes.
Now that I've gotten a nice sear on them, I'm just going to pop them into the oven for a few minutes just to make sure the insides cook thoroughly. Just about 2 minutes, nothing long.
No problem.
Right into here. The oven's been preheated.
Yes.
I noticed that you also put a little bit of lemon on the top of it.
Yes.
Because lemon is key.
Yes.
We're from the Bahamas. We love our lemon on our seafood.
We do.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
absolutely do. So while that's in the oven, I'm going to start frying the plantains. So the oil's been preheated. So just be careful. Always lay away from you.
Yes.
Yes. So when you're placing them in there, always away from you. So if
no
there's
fear.
a splash, it goes in the opposite direction.
We are continuing to create culinary fabulousness in Monte Carlo. Chef Emily is frying the plantains. Loretta and I are having a fantastic conversation where we exchange recipes, and we'll be right back here on Fabulous Living Bahamian Style.
Fabulous Living Bahamian Style is proudly brought to you by Paradise Games. Live in your world, win in ours.
After 66 steps, I'm Chae Cunningham. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
From love stories that span decades to the trends taking over right now. It's Thursday, February 12, and as we are closing out the week, we're covering it all. Welcome to What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain. Today is all about love stories, surprises, encounters, and a bond that defied the odds. What kept them together? Stay with us to reveal the secret to their enduring love. Also, heartbeats, high notes, and a little romance in the air. A Singagram comes to the studio to turn the love and leave everyone swooning. And a wrap this week, from classic reds to soft blush tones, our Valentine's lookbook is here to set the mood. Get ready for the outfits that are as full of love as the day itself. Stick around, more stories, more fun, and more coming your way on What's Trending.
Like, what you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all day large, one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but
I need the $10 special plate. How many of them would you like? 20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Before there were titles, ranks, or uniforms, there were two young people answering the call to serve, unaware that duty would quietly introduce them to destiny.
I love you.
Well, it began with a passing glance, a bold declaration, and a series of perfectly imperfect moments would grow into a love story shaped by patience, faith, and commitment. Joining me now is Dr. Raymond and Frederica King. Welcome to What's Trending.
It's indeed a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you here with me today. So, Mr. and Mistress King, before we talk about marriage, can you share what inspired each of you to join the Royal Bahamas Defense Force back in 1987?
Want to go first?
When I decided that I wanted to join the Defense Force, at that particular point, I had looked around and I really wanted to go off to school. And I didn't want to join the police force. I didn't want to be a nurse, so I was more inclined to lean towards the Defense Force.
Okay, the newly formed Defense Force at that.
Yes.
What about you, Dr. King?
I can recall, I think I was in grade 8 when the incident occurred with the Flamingo being sunk.
Right.
And in the classroom, I made up my mind then that's the entity I wanted to join.
Wow.
To defend my country.
Wow.
And that was the turning point for me, and for the rest of my junior high and senior high school days, many times I caught myself gazing, and I would be sketching Marines with their caps on and drawing figures of ships, and that stimulated me to want to serve.
So obviously you both would have joined the RBDF around the same time. So did either of you imagine that your careers would also lead to a lifelong partnership?
Not at all.
No.
We were simply young Marines. I joined in January and graduated in April. She would have joined in September of '87, graduated in December. And as soon as I joined as a young mechanic, I was out to sea. They had me out to sea sailing on every vessel there was. And so one thing I could say, I got a gift from joining the Defense Force in this hall.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. So, Mrs. King, take us back to that moment on graduation day in December 1987. What do you remember most about that day?
Well, what I can remember definitely is when we went to the reception, which was at the pool side on the south side. I saw a vessel anchored offshore at the 1 mile marker. And after the reception was completed, we were just going about our routine as instructed. I was along with a cousin of mine who was also in my entry. And she said, oh, wow, say those guys over there say, boy, one of these days we'll be walking with those big guns. And I noticed the 2 young men, but to me, it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, but that's what they just do, you know.
And so, Dr. King, you once pointed her out and said she would be your wife. What made you so sure from that very first moment?
And I could recall we were returning the weapons to the armory. We had just came from sea. And when I saw her, it was just elegant, yet she appeared to be very modest, and the grace she moved with. And I said, boy, she fits my profile. That's gonna be my wife.
Wow. And so from early on in your connection, obviously you mentioned there was distance, there was duty, timing. So how did patience, faith play a role in those first months of getting to know each other?
Actually, we ended up sailing together on board HMBS Fort Charlotte.
Okay.
Right after she graduated out of training. But we never contacted each other, even though we were on board the same vessel, until several days into the patrol. There was a leading mechanic in the workshop. His name was Levi McPhee. And I spoke to him about her when he said he knew her parents. I said, well, okay. And around Valentine's, and this was '87, '88, he somehow was taking orders for Valentine baskets, and they were nice, cute, and small. And I purchased one, and I said, but I need you to drop this off for me. And he said he knew her parents, and I entrusted him to because, again, I was sent out to sea.
Right.
Yeah.
So you made sure that happened.
And I made sure, and he never came back with the basket.
So you sure that delivery happened? So over the years within your career, you've faced separations, personal losses. What advice would you give to couples on staying connected and keeping love strong through life's challenges?
I would say 3 things. Effective communication. And communication is key, because even now, my wife still goes after me when it comes to communication, because I process information so quickly, and she would like slow down, break it down to me. So effective communication, right? Being fully supportive to each other in every aspect of your lives, and continue to invest in your marriage.
Can you share one memory or tradition that still makes you laugh or feel closest to each other?
Okay. When we first started dating, we made a trip together. And one of the things he promised me from he met me, I was like, I'm not staying home, I'm not gonna be a couch potato. So he said, wherever they see me, they will see you. And he said, we will travel the world together. And we have.
What do you think sustained your love all of these years? You talked about communication, staying connected, but is there one other thing that you think kept your love as strong as it is today?
Persons have often looked at us and said, how did you become attracted to each other? And one thing that comes to mind is that we respected each other's differences in terms of personalities, values. We understood that we are different individuals, but we made the necessary compromises to ensure that our relationship worked.
Well, through every distance, challenge, and joyful moment, you've chosen each other again and again, as we've seen. So your love is a reminder that friendship, faith, and commitment makes the strongest story of all. So, of course, all week long, our couples have been giving us real love, real stories, and real moments. So, of course, we had to give something special back, a very special performance just for you. And here it is.
For all the times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held me up, and you never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best that was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, I'm everything I am because you loved me.
Well, thank you so much, Chae. We will be sitting down with you a little later on in the show. Can we talk about those gorgeous bouquets we've received all week? Thank you to the fabulous florist, Therese McKinsey, over at Simone's Baskets of Happiness, for keeping our couples smiling. Still need something special? Call her at 803-3927 and say what's trending sent you. Well, stop waiting for a date and be the date. Tag what's trending on ZNS on Instagram in your solo date videos all week long. Beach days, movies, or dinners for one. Show us that self-love because you're a perfect 10.
diet-friendly special.
Love sounds better when it's personal. We're joined by Charfaine Burnside, the voice behind Singagrams by Chae, a heartfelt performance experience rooted in faith, passion, and of course, pure talent. Chae, welcome to What's Trending.
Thank you, thank you.
Listen to me, that performance was truly, truly beautiful. So I want to say thank you for that at the top. And as you saw from the waterworks, Mrs. King really loved it too,
yes.
I'm sure. So how does it feel when you deliver these Singagrams and seeing the reaction up close as you saw for yourself just a few moments ago?
So it's heartwarming. Sometimes I fight not to cry because I'm a baby myself, but it brings me joy to know that I can help put a smile on someone's face based off my gift. So I thank God that He placed me in a position where I can assist in that regard.
That is wonderful. So Singagrams by Chae started as a Valentine's offering. So when did you realize that could grow into something much bigger?
So I started a few years ago, and I really didn't believe in myself. Someone actually messaged me on Facebook, and they was like, maybe you should do the Singagram. So I said, okay. And I did a few, and at first I was scared, but then I realized the impact and what it made. So each year that I did it, I got more confident in it, and it grew into something it grew from a fair to something that I really look forward to.
Wow, so your love for music obviously began in church at a very, very young age. So how did the foundation shape you as an artist today?
So first, I owe God everything, and I'm most thankful to my parents. My parents, when I was a little girl, they always carried me to choir rehearsals, so I felt like that birthed something in me and my love for music from that. And then it cultivated where my praise team, joining youth choirs, and all of that is the foundation for who I am today.
And obviously you have worked with some incredible producers, not only locally, but internationally as well. So how have those experiences influenced your sound and your confidence, as you alluded to earlier?
I am grateful for each and every one of them. That's actually a good question. I am thankful for them pouring into me, you know. Sometimes as a singer, we don't take criticism very well, but they don't use the criticism to bash you. I'm thankful that they use the criticism to develop me and to mold me into what I am, so that I can not just sing, but I can perfect what I sing, and it can be moved across the world. And they encourage me to not just keep my sound based on the 700 islands and keys. So they always pour into me. I always give credit to Junior Scott. You know, some of the gospel Bahamian artists on the island, you know, he produced a number of their songs, and, you know, it's because of him where we cultivate that relationship and aiding to spreading that gospel around the world through music.
And obviously also you've had the honor of singing backgrounds for some of the top gospel artists like Donnie McClurkin and B.B. Winans. What did those moments teach you?
That anything I ask God for, He can give me. I am still mind blown when I think about it, and I just thank God for opportunities like that, because, you know, you grow up as a little girl listening to their music, and then the fact that they're in your face and you're helping them, I'm mind blown. I can't explain it.
Oh, wow. So faith clearly plays a big role in your journey. So how do you balance ministry, performance, and personal purpose through your music?
Well, I'm a mom also. Just
and the mom had it?
Yes, I am a mom. I try my best to just create spaces whereas I can make time and prioritize, well, I prioritize my motherhood as well, but my son also loves music, so he makes it very easy for me. You know, we're singing at home, we're singing when we do homework, we're singing in the car, and then sometimes I carry him to rehearsal, or like if I have a studio session, I'll carry him with me. So he makes it very easy for me. And even in the work life, you know, the office where I am, we're always playing music, so it's like I can't hide from it. So it becomes seamless, and it feels like I don't even have to work to try and make time because it's all around me.
Well, we know that Singagrams obviously are very intimate as a gift. So what makes a moment truly special for you as the performer?
Well, I don't want to be biased, but I love when my male clients put in that effort.
Okay.
That is what is most special to me, to be honest. Not to be biased, ladies. I love y'all. But when my male clients book and then they're like, you know, I need to get these flowers. I need everything to be on point. And then they go as far as, I need you to sing this, or maybe we should sing this. Being in this field of doing what I love to do just taught me that if people wanted to, they would. Right, and so that stood out to me the most.
That is key.
Yeah.
They would.
They would.
And so for anyone that's listening to you right now who wants to book you for Valentine's or any other special occasion, how can they connect with you for a Singagram by Chae?
So on the flyer, it has my number. So I respond quickly to WhatsApp. They can send me a message on Facebook too. I do have a Facebook page called Singagrams by Chae, and it's actually connected to my WhatsApp. They can send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and that's how they can connect with me.
Well, Chae, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your gift with us. Your voice, your heart, your faith truly shines through everything. So thank you so much. And that was Singagrams by Chae, reminding us that love, when sung, becomes unforgettable. Right here on What's Trending. But let's be honest, not every love story comes with a soundtrack. We've all been there, the heartbreak, the ghosting, the rejection. But it's time to flip the script. We want to hear your stories anonymously. DM us in Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS, and let's look at the brighter side. Dr. Robinson is standing by to help you choose self-love over everything else.
Hi, I'm Brett Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales here at CBS Bahamas. When it comes to delivery, we've got you covered. For our Family Island customers, we offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. And for our Nassau customers, island-wide delivery is just $5, no matter how much or how little you may order. Shop online today at cbsbahamas.com.
Economics, presented by Sand Dollar, the digital Bahamian dollar. Love may be priceless, but Valentine's Day definitely isn't. Globally, spending tied to Valentine's Day runs into the hundreds of billions of dollars when you combine major markets across North America, Europe, and Asia. Proof that Cupid has serious economic power. In the United States alone, shoppers are expected to spend a record $29.1 billion this year, nearly $200 per person on average. So, where does all that love money go? First up, the sweet stuff. Candy and chocolate remain the most commonly purchased Valentine's gift. More than half of shoppers plan to buy sweets, making it one of the biggest drivers of holiday sales. Close behind, flowers. Around 4 in 10 shoppers are expected to buy blooms, and florists say Valentine's is one of their busiest weeks of the entire year. While jewelry leads in total dollars spent and dining out captures a big share too, it's those classic gestures, roses and chocolate, that dominate by popularity. So whether it's a dozen red roses or a heart-shaped box of truffles, one thing's clear. When it comes to Valentine's Day, love isn't just in the air, it's in the economy. And that's been your economics.
So while the butterflies are flitting around this Valentine's, one thing's for sure, the perfect outfit is a must if you want your day or evening to start off with the right spark. So let's dive into our Valentine's style guide. And to make sure you're turning heads the right way, we've got just the perfect person to help you out. He's none other than CJ from Silhouette Boutique. Welcome to What's Trending, CJ. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us.
Always a pleasure to see you.
So obviously, it's the week of love. So what are the trending shades that ladies should be going for this season? Is red still the dominant color?
Well, no matter what, red is the classic. It can be any time of the year. Red will be red, especially for Valentine's Day for sure.
And obviously you got me ready for a night out. So talk about this ensemble.
Well, what you're wearing is a nice jumpsuit. It's an evening wear. It's definitely for a sophisticated woman like yourself. So
I love the bracelet and the earrings. They complete the entire look. So this says just right?
That says just right, because right now we're actually trending with the gold accents on most pieces right now for sure.
And obviously you brought some other looks with you today. So talk about the one that's closest to you.
Well, this here is our corporate girly. She has on her nice little chiffon shirt, little polka dot. Polka dots are definitely trending right now. You're gonna see this be trending until about spring to summer for sure. So this here, she can go from work straight to dinner, you know, easy breezy. This here is the night little dress. This is that little sexy dress, that little go-to that I'm going up with the girls, I'm going up with the fella, wherever you go in, this here can be it for sure. You can pair this with a nice pair of heels for sure, definitely a pair of sneaker shoes, because as we all know, this weekend we've got a lot of festivities going on around the town. So this here is definitely one I would say take, and you can wear it a couple times or to any event.
And obviously this is definitely a showstopper as well with the cutouts that I love. Are they hearts?
These are actual hearts.
Oh,
so this here is that lady for exactly just that Valentine's little number for sure. She will definitely bring spark to the room once she gets in the room. And if it's gonna get cold, she can pair it with the nice little blazer here, what I love.
And obviously the one thing that I see that you have throughout with each outfit are the earrings that make the perfect ensemble.
Yes.
So talk to us about how accent earrings
bold
accent.
pieces.
Okay.
So right now we're in the season of bold. So whether it be silver or gold, once it's a bold piece, it definitely is going to work out for sure. It's going back into like the 90s to 80s with that gold, chunky gold. Yeah.
Now, if someone wants to ensure that they are a perfect 10 for their Valentine's evening, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them have a look in their head. Once you know the look, we can definitely execute that look for sure, as well as we can bring it to life. Because with Valentine's, you want to be sexy, you want to be comfortable, and you still want to be cute.
Oh, cute is cute.
There you go.
Well, CJ from Silhouette Boutique, always a pleasure chatting with you. And remember, love may be in the air, but the right outfit makes it irresistible. So Cupid's got a message for your weekend. Shouldn't be looking boring. CJ just gave you the look, so check out the weekend agenda for the Valentine's event that'll make your weekend extra sweet. If you haven't booked your Valentine's plans yet, don't panic. Baha Mar just dropped the ultimate lineup. Kicking things off this Saturday at Regatta Buffet for a massive Valentine's spread. We're talking island flavors meets international flair from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at $109 for adults. Yes, that includes a glass of champagne. And just for $31.25, include the kids. A full family toast by the ocean, say less. But if you're craving a little Parisian romance, pivot over to Cafe Madeline. Start early on Friday with a $15 martini hour from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Then come back on Saturday night for their Celebration of Love dinner. For $85 per person, you get an intimate, chic atmosphere and more champagne to keep the vibes flowing. Now, if you're a brunch over everything type of person, Sunday is all about Marcus at Baha Mar Fish Shop House. It's love at first bite from noon to 3 p.m. Whether you're a couple for $200 or flying solo for $125, Chef Marcus's team is serving up those waterfront views and bold Bahamian flavors that you know we love. And finally, for the night owls who aren't ready to go home, Bond Nightclub is the move. Saturday night at 11 p.m., it's singles, lovers, and somewhere in between. Ladies, you're in free. Fellas, it's $45. Plus, everyone gets a complimentary Douce cocktail until 1 a.m. We're partying until 4 a.m., so pace yourselves. 5 vibes, 1 resort. I hope to see you at one of these events this weekend.
Show your pets some love this Valentine's Day. Send your photos to our DM on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Send them in now to be featured on What's Trending.
And that's all for Love Week. However you celebrate, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thanks for watching. Stay connected with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you Monday at 6 p.m.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. The Prime Minister addresses Grand Bahama's challenges at the Business Outlook. Also, groundbreaking held for Grand Bahama's new Aquatic Center. And the Grand Bahama PLP candidates officially ratified at the party's headquarters.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news, Grand Bahama's power struggles, airport redevelopment, and the future of the Grand Lucayan Resort were front and center today as Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis addressed the island's business community, outlining key steps his administration is taking to tackle long-standing challenges. Shalia Roll has tonight's top story.
The Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, addressed the business community at the 2026 Grand Bahama Business Expo today, highlighting 3 major issues affecting the island Grand Bahama Power Company, the Grand Lucayan Resort, and the Grand Bahama International Airport. He emphasized that these are key priorities the Davis administration is actively working to address. In the nation's chief address, he pointed to the signed memorandum of understanding to explore the government's acquisition of Emera's shares in the Grand Bahama Power Company. He noted the difference in rates between Grand Bahama and New Providence and says the move could allow for more unified national energy planning. Davis once again asserting that this acquisition isn't about control, but giving the people of Grand Bahama relief.
I'm not promising that your bill will be cut in half next month. We are promising a path that moves this island from structurally higher rates to a fair national framework, from a pragmatic system to an integrated one, from dependence on aging diesel units to a mix of LNG, solar, and modern controls.
The Prime Minister also addressing the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama International Airport, confirming that Phase 1 of the $130 million project is moving forward under Manchester Airports Group. Plans include a new terminal, U.S. pre-clearance, and expanded cargo capacity, adding that a 3-month mobilization plan is being implemented.
Their work already began in January, and their CEO and their transformation team are already engaged. A 3-month mobilization plan is in train, and a detailed safety improvement plan is being implemented.
The Grand Lucayan Resort is also a central focus of the Davis-led administration. The nation's leader making it clear that he understands the frustration on the resort, including employees questioning when they will be paid.
The Bahamas Investment Authority, the Ministry of Finance, Department of Labor, and the Office of the Attorney General have been working to settle employees and vendors in a way that honors legal entitlements and protect public funds.
The Prime Minister says Grand Bahama's future depends on progress on 3 key fronts: electricity, the airport, and the Grand Lucayan Resort. His administration is working to lower power rates, move the $130 million airport redevelopment forward, while also redeveloping the Grand Lucayan Resort, while adding that these projects are about boosting the economy, creating jobs, and giving residents a stronger stake in the island's comeback. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Well, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, Minister for Grand Bahama, also addressing business leaders at the 27th Annual Grand Bahama Business Outlook, describing the island's story as one of resilience, recovery, and renewal. The minister reflecting on Grand Bahama's journey from past challenges to present progress and outlined the path forward. She pointed to measurable gains over the past 4 years, including strengthened essential services and renewed investor confidence.
Over the past 4.5 years, we have seen tangible progress and stability in key pillars of the Grand Bahama economy through coordinated public and private sector efforts. Essential services were reinforced, infrastructural upgrades prioritized, legacy issues being addressed, investor confidence returned.
Moxie also highlighting major developments such as Celebration Key, the shipyard's floating dock, and Solomon's new distribution center, saying these projects signal that Grand Bahama is open for business and that the government strategy is producing results.
Seeing renewed activity in industrial and commercial development. Multiple sectors are expanding, including wholesale and distribution. AML Foods Limited recently broke ground on a new distribution center at the Old Solomon's Queens Highway location. The island's retail, real estate, and construction sectors are also experiencing growth. These investments should not be viewed as isolated events. They are connected by a shared belief that Grand Bahama's best days lie ahead.
Well, the groundbreaking ceremony of the new Grand Bahama Aquatic Center at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex ground breathes new life into the athletic and scenic landscape of the island as attendees headlined by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, Minister of Finance, marvel at the incoming facility. The institution, consisting of an Olympic-sized 50-meter competition pool, a 25-meter pool, and diving facilitation, marks a distinctive day in Grand Bahama's history. As our nation's leader notes, the story of Bahamian swimming is still being written.
My friends, I started by recalling evenings on old pool decks with clipboards and stopwatches. We've come a long way from those days. We now have Olympic finalists and world-class swimmers, and we are raising a new generation who can go even further. The story of Bahamian swimming is still being written today. With this groundbreaking, we turn a new page.
Now, following the past utilization of other facilities, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and Grand Bahama Port Authority Co-Chair Sarah St. George commends our past, present, and future aquatic athletes for their patience and endurance of previous obstacles leading up to the monumental day. And note, the incoming completion of the center can provide the opportunity for our local athletes to thrive on the world stage.
Our swimmers have endured many obstacles in the past. The road has not been easy for them, but they have triumphed, and they are all winners.
And whether they go on to become Olympians or scholarship athletes or leaders in their communities, one thing is always true. It starts with access, encouragement, and opportunity.
Well, the Progressive Liberal Party is officially on the campaign trail in Grand Bahama, the party ratifying its 5 candidates Wednesday night in what supporters are calling a show of unity and momentum heading into the next general election. Our Raven Davis was there as party leaders and newly ratified candidates laid out their vision for the island.
Well, the wheel continues to turn this election season as the Progressive Liberal Party has officially ratified their 5 candidates to contest seats on Grand Bahama Island in the upcoming general election.
Are you ready to choose progress over pettiness?
The slate now complete. The party's ship setting into sail Wednesday night at a high-energy event that drew dozens of enthusiastic supporters, all signaling that campaign season is fully underway. Incumbent Pine Ridge Member of Parliament, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says progress is visible, but the work is not finished. Minister Moxie expressing to supporters that she's not running on promises, she's running on action.
Let's look at the receipts. Heritage. You waited 18 years for a road. They gave you excuses. I negotiated asphalt. Hudson Estates. When the bulk waste was piling up, my very own pristine Pine Ridge moved it away.
Incumbent Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama, Kingsley Smith Jr. struck a similar tone, pointing to progress while outlining what's next. And for the party's standard bearer for Central Grand Bahama Parco deal, the message was centered on change.
We are going to fix the drainage in 8 Mile Rock properly. We are going to put in the sidewalks. We are bringing potable water to Bahama Beach.
Election after election, the result has stayed the same. So tonight, I ask you an honest question. If the outcome has been the same for decades, when do we give ourselves permission to try something different?
In Marco City, candidate Eddie Wan leaned on more than 4 decades of philanthropy, promising accessibility and effective representation if elected. Meanwhile, the PLP's East Grand Bahama candidate, Dr. Monique Pratt, placed health and wellness at the center of her campaign.
I will fight for a real investments and support for small businesses and opportunities for our young people.
I'm determined to secure an ambulance for East End. I'm already in talks with the public, with the Pacific Hope medical ship, to bring free vision and dental screenings for our children and families in the East.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, also delivering a strong message to Grand Bahama. He says upon assuming office in 2021, the PLP inherited what he described as a country in crisis, but noted that a turnaround is now underway.
We got billions of dollars of investment for Grand Bahama. And yes, we got receipts to show. 1,200 hired at the Grand Bahama shipyard. Another 1,200 hired at Celebration Key. Scores of Bahamian entrepreneurs empowered in business. business.
Also on hand, party leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, telling supporters that the PLP's record speaks for itself, pointing to expanded opportunity and steady leadership.
We stabilized the economy when others said it could not be done. Even international agencies were suggesting it could not be done. But the PLP did just that. We protected jobs when the world was shutting down. And guess what? The PLP did that. We expanded opportunity through education, training, and skills when others were driving austerity measures. And guess what? The PLP did that.
The Prime Minister says the upcoming election is critical, and on February 16th, the party will officially launch into full campaign mode. For now, the team is set and the message is clear. Grand Bahama is once again a key battleground and the race has begun. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, in news from Abaco, police in Abaco are investigating a stabbing incident that left a 16-year-old male student requiring medical treatment today, Thursday, February 12, 2026. Initial reports indicate that the incident occurred shortly after 10 a.m. Officers were alerted to an incident at a high school in Marsh Harbor involving students. Once they arrived, police met a 16-year-old male student with injuries about his body. The injured student was transported to the Marsh Harbor Health Care Center, where he was last listed in serious condition. Police have since taken a male student into custody in connection with this matter. He is currently assisting officers with their investigation.
And still to come.
The Bahamas Youth Leadership Development Program shaping the next generation of leaders in Grand Bahama. Stay tuned. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Third Dimension is spreading the love this Valentine's Day. Enjoy 20% off housewares and hand tools Friday, February 13th and Saturday, February 14th. Shop in store on Yellow Pine Street or online using the code VDAY at thirddimension242.com.
Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there.
Fashion Delight, your fashion boutique for the glamorous woman. From January 29th through February 28th, enjoy spectacular sale with discounts up to 25% off. Discover high fashion dresses, fascinators and hats, elegant slacks, stylish accessories, and more. Fashion Delight, fixing you up for every season and beyond.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Leadership Development Program continuing to shape the next generation of leaders in Grand Bahama. The initiative impacting lives since 2010 officially launched its newest cohort on Saturday, February 7th at the Pelican Bay Hotel. With remarks from the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and IRCA's CEO, Carlton Smith.
The compelling charge.
And we are going to help you develop leadership skills, whether that's to have the confidence to speak publicly, to have the skill to solve problems, make decisions, to manage your emotions in a way that allows you to lead others and to be productive wherever you are.
Featured speaker, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, also lending her support to the initiative, describing the gathering as a room filled with builders and disruptors.
Do not wait for someone to give you permission to lead. Start honing your skills today. If you are interested in machines, study them. If you love technology, build something. You are obviously interested in leadership, so effectively utilize this build program to master it.
CEO of IRCA, Carlton Smith, also addressing the cohort, underscoring the importance of building strong, intentional relationships and exercising discernment when choosing them.
They must be prepared to hear that I am not willing to compromise on that. And that is non-negotiable for me. You have to have some convictions. Leaders without convictions is like a ship without a rudder.
Members of the 2025 and 2026 cohorts also sharing testimonials about the program's impact.
It was an incredible experience being in the BUILD program. You get to network, you get to learn more about the country and internationally.
One thing that I learned is that you should always seize the moment. If there's an opportunity that you can take it.
Shows me to drop people who are distracting me, who are changing my focus in a negative way, to change myself to become positive.
I'm learning new things and getting new experiences as well.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
While Sherrod Taylor, a Bahamian recording artist, knew who he wanted to be just at 3 years old, his passion for music sparked at Good Shepherd Church in a Christmas play that one-time performing turned into a lifetime career. Now he's releasing a rake and scrape single titled Bahamian Man, Don't Cheat. He says his inspiration solely came from winding down in a bar when he overheard a conversation between two men discussing their loyalty to their wives. That discussion turning into a song that is now popular throughout the Bahamas.
I was in the bar with some of my friends, and I overheard a conversation of a group of guys talking, and one of the guys said, my wife can't say I cheating because I just come home every night. So she know I come home every night. So when I heard that, I was like, this a song, you know? And I know it would have been a conversation starter, and so I got a call from Keep the Vibe Alive, and they were like, hey, we have this rhythm called the Berry Tree Rhythm. We want you to jump on it. And as I started to sit with the rhythm, I'm like, this is the perfect rhythm to write this song to. And I just put pen to paper, and there we have it.
Now traveling between Freeport and Nassau, where he says the main music scene provides greater opportunity for growth. Sherrod Taylor has taken a leap of faith to pursue music full-time with a message about confidence and resilience in an industry filled with criticism. Taylor is also promoting his latest single, Bahamian Man, Don't Cheat, now streaming on all major digital platforms.
If your music didn't hit today, it might hit 2 years from now. You know what I mean? And so just keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing, and try to be your authentic self no matter what. Call your local radio station and request Bahamian Man Don't Cheat, and also stream it online and just support.
I agree. We salute our Facebook friend of the day, Adrian Gilbert. I hope you're enjoying your day, and thank you so much for your support. Stay tuned. Sports is coming your way next after the break.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around, love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, I must believe in. And it's there.
Flamingo Bahamas members can now enjoy 10% discount while shopping at Save More. Download the Flamingo Bahamas app for $9.99 for a 1-month subscription and enjoy unlimited savings at Save More and other businesses on Grand Bahama.
Save More Drugs. We got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save More at Save More Drugs.
Wait, I thought you was lying, but...
Wait, I never is joking here for real.
I didn't know he was here.
He is here. He in the village. It's like wait.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, no more guessing, no more speculating, no more assuming. Yours truly, Tico T, a.k.a. Freeport's Minister of Music. I'm here on the all-new Power 104.5, the fun station. So y'all know what to do. Y'all locked in with me, and let's have a good time, all right? The all-new Power 104.5.
The all-new Power 104.5 FM. The fun station.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Shane Stubbs. The Grand Bahama Aquatic Center is closer and closer to becoming a reality following the historic groundbreaking for the facility early Thursday afternoon. Now, of course, the facility is expected to feature all the bells and whistles you could imagine. And here's the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, on what you can expect.
The Grand Bahama Aquatic Center will feature a 50-meter competition pool built to world aquatic standards, ensuring that preparation at home matches competition abroad. With movable starting blocks, the pool can convert into a 25-meter pool, maximizing training, flexibility, and year-round access. Athletes will benefit from proper changing facilities, a dedicated cafeteria and lounge, and a fully equipped gym to prepare swimmers selected to represent the Bahamas internationally. The facility will include an infirmary, a drug testing area, meeting international standards, and reinforcing our commitment to athlete safety, fairness, and integrity. But let us be clear, this is bigger than swimming. This is about showing our young people that they are important. To those who will follow behind you, hear me clearly. This facility is being built for you. Every block laid, every load of cement poured, every beam raised into place is a commitment to this administration in making this for you.
Our work is expected to begin as soon as Friday. Lastly in sports, Game 1 of the Derek Nesbitt O.B. Wolfscombe Senior Boys Basketball Championship. The St. George's Jaguars asserted dominance against the Sunland Stingers. Behind 20 points from Mackay Nesbitt, the Jags cruised to a 61-39 victory, taking a 1-0 series lead in that best-of-3 series. The Stingers have a chance to bounce back in Game 2 on Friday at 5 p.m. at the St. George's Gymnasium. If not, it'll be the Jags hoisting the floating trophy. And that's going to do it for your sports fix, everybody. I'm Shane Stubbs. Get you all on the rebound. But in the meantime, your check on the local forecast is next.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Save More Drugs. From cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family. The brands you're looking for. The quality you expect. Vitamins you need and prescriptions you gain. Feel the love. Save More at Save More Drugs.
Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Love is in the air. Every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish. Don't know if I'm being wise. But it's something that I I must believe in. And it's there.
Hey, I'm D'Amico Nesbitt, and welcome to Health Bites, where every week we give you a helpful tip to help you on your health and fitness journey. Today, I'm going to give you 3 signs that you need to cleanse or detox. We all know the body cleanses itself, but sometimes if you don't drink enough water or eat enough grains or healthy food, it can be slowed down. 3 signs that you need to detox. Sign number 1 is if you feel lethargic and tired all the time. Sometimes that's the toxins build up. You got a lot of waste inside in your intestines in your body, and your body can't absorb all the nutrients, so you're gonna feel tired. If you feel like that, you might be time for you to get a cleanse or detox. Sign number 2 is bloating. Sometimes you have that bloated feeling in the gut, and you wonder why you're just holding on to this water. That could be a sign that you have a lot of waste build up, but the same thing, you have toxins build up in your body. It's time to flush them out. And sign number 3 is trouble sleeping. Sometimes the same problem, if you have waste build up and toxins, it can block your melatonin, and which is what helps your body to go to sleep. So when that occurs, it's a good idea to get past that. Thank you for tuning in, and remember we're located in the Raven Mall. We also have locations in Nassau. Stop in and check out any of our cleanse and detox products to help you get rid of that waste.
No one asked us to go. Hello? Into the storm. Into the chaos. To witness devastation. No one asked us to go.
Are you ready?
Because it's the story that drives us forward. That brings truth to light. That connects us all. This is why we go.
Breaking news out of Grand Bahama. Our Raven Davis has been covering this story all day and joins us live now with the latest. Raven, what can you tell us?
Yes, Rumiko, I had a chance to speak to many of the residents, and many of them are concerned about...
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Rumiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, justice for young Adriel Moxie as the man behind a 2025 murder learns his fate. Plus, voter fraud concerns quashed as officials seek to ensure a seamless, free and fair upcoming general election. And the details of how local tourism officials plan to deepen market share in core regions. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Call it a change of heart. After initially pleading not guilty to capital murder, the man accused of murdering a preteen just over a year ago in a case that gripped the nation was today sentenced after admitting guilt. While the family's wounds are still deep, Thursday's concurrent sentencing at least brings closure to a painful chapter. Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
It was a gut-wrenching day in court for the family of 12-year-old Adriel Moxie as her rapist and killer 39-year-old Chris Tyrone Ferguson was handed a 40-year sentence by Justice Wilhelmina Archer Mins. In court, the 12-year-old's mother Sasha Moxie and adopted father wept, clutching each other for support. Her adopted father's grief was audible. He at one point lay his head in his lap crying as prosecutors detailed Adriel's final moments on November 18th, 2024, ultimately leaving the room before the sentence was handed down, noting, "I can't take it anymore." Ferguson was sentenced 40 years for murder, 15 years for unlawful sexual intercourse, and 1 year for unlawful detention with the intent to have sexual intercourse. The prosecutor and Archer Mins detailed the preteen, a 7th grade student at Anatole Rogers High School, had been walking home when Ferguson approached and told her he lived in the area. followed her onto a track road where he raped and eventually killed her. Ferguson, who accepted a plea deal, was asked by Justice Archer Mins if he agreed that around 5:50 p.m. on November 18, 2024, he followed a female through a track road where he sexually molested her, put a belt around her neck, and pulled until she was lifeless. He agreed. Adriel's partially clothed body was found in a bushy area near Bonefish Pond on November 20, 2024, strangled to death. Ferguson's attorney says his admission of guilt reflects his willingness to accept responsibility, also reading a part of his admission statement to police. The 39-year-old detailed how he regretted taking an innocent life. He added, "I wish that I can change what I have done, but now I know it's too late, but I wish I can get mental health treatment." He added, "I know sorry cannot bring back a life, but that's all I can say right there." Justice Archer Mins says Ferguson saved the court's time by admitting guilt, as he would have gotten much more time had the case gone to trial, but says she could not ignore that he snuffed out Adriel's young life. She says Adriel suffered a painful death and did not deserve to suffer in such a horrible manner, telling Ferguson that for the remainder of his natural life, he would carry the blood of Adriel on his hands. Adriel's grief-stricken mother recalls hearing the details of her daughter's last moments on Earth.
I was dreading this moment all this time to hell. What had actually happened? My heart just beating out my chest.
She added that while she forgives her daughter's killer, it does not lessen the pain.
I really deserve life, but how we admit to it, I guess he'd have to sign off and say he'd have to agree to that penalty. So I guess 4 years is all he had agreed to, I guess.
Further, she admits that it has been a period of adjustment for her family and Adriel's siblings.
They're doing all right. They're all going to school and trying to make it through. You know, the youngest ain't really noticed, but the oldest one, he's messed up.
While Adriel died tragically, Moxie says she wants her daughter to be remembered as a beautiful person that was full of life. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thanks, Cleo. Now, as the wounds for that family begin to heal, another struggles with the reality of their own tragedy. After the silence that fell over the Port International Industrial Park this morning was shattered by the blare of sirens. Amaya Moss has that story.
It was a somber scene that left one family grieving and an establishment in shock. The tragedy unfolded at Ports International in the Airport Industrial Park. A husband of 3 sustained severe injuries while operating a heavy-duty equipment. He was later pronounced dead at the work scene. Chief Superintendent of Police for the Western District, Kevin McGregor, provides further insight into the incident.
Shortly after 11 a.m., we received a call of an industrial accident that occurred at the site at Ports International. Officers responded to the scene, where information received is that a 49-year-old male, he was effecting some repairs on the forklift when there was some malfunction with the jack. He received significant head injuries as a result of that malfunction with the jack. EMS was informed. They came, they pronounced the body lifeless. Also, the coroner, His Majesty's coroner, was also on the scene, and also a pathologist. So the body was examined. It's going to be taken to the Rand morgue for further inquiries. But this matter has been handed over to His Majesty's coroner for further investigations at this time.
Speaking on behalf of the family was sister-in-law Dolly Young. She described the deceased as a devoted family member, a provider, a steady presence, and someone deeply committed to those he loved.
He has always been like a brother to me. He was very family-oriented. He loved his wife, Leona, and his 3 children dearly. He was kind-hearted and kind-spirited. He would always come to my aid and assistance. He was excellent in terms of machinery work. And whenever I had any client or anyone who had a problem, I would say, Kirk could fix it. Kirk could fix it.
Ports International has indicated that a formal statement will be released in the coming days. The company suspended operations until further notice. This tragedy comes just days after a 51-year-old man was killed in an industrial accident involving another heavy machinery, marking the second workplace fatality in less than 2 weeks. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Now fast forward to late this afternoon, and the coroner and a team of investigators scrambled to the scene of a police-involved shooting that's left one man dead. The incident taking place on Margaret Road, just off Shirley Street. And details are still sketchy at this time, but we understand that the man was killed in an enclosed yard practically opposite the exit of the Harbor Bay Shopping Center. This is, of course, a developing story that we will continue to follow for you. Well, a pretty busy morning, or day rather, for officers who around 9 a.m. responded to an anonymous call about gunshots being fired in the area of Ball's Alley off Shirley Street. Investigating officers later learned that two men, close relatives, were shot. Police telling us the victims were standing outside a home in that area when two men exited a white car parked in a nearby empty lot. The suspects reportedly opened fire in the victim's direction, wounding both of them, one in the head and chest, who's now listed in critical condition, the other in the right shoulder. He's said to be stable. As for the suspects, at last report, they were still on the loose. Well, meantime, senior police on the ground in Mason's Addition lending an ear to residents' concerns following a spate of shootings in that area. Chief Superintendent of Police responsible for community policing for urban renewal, Darby Pratt, says efforts like these are critical to rebuilding trust, gathering intelligence, and strengthening partnerships.
This area falls under the remit of Central Division. It's a big area. But once we collaborate and combine together, we put our resources together and we get into the communities. These communities are much densely populated and you have a lot of stuff going on. So we want to see really what's happening. We want to hear the concerns of the resident. We want them to tell us what they want us to do, and we will continue to do and patrol in these areas to see how best we can bring the community and the police together.
Coming up, voter fraud concerns debunked. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more in a moment.
Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Forget them flower, forget them check. You know it's Tommy, get the respect. AP is hot, we sitting close. Grease on your lip, that's how I know. You is my person, that ain't no secret. Sharing, I might keep it. Love buckets.
8 tasty pieces of chicken, thighs and legs for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC is finger-licking good.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
You're looking at a shot of the steeple of St. Matthew's Anglican Church, the oldest continuous church in the country at 224 years old. And that shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Thanks, Kyson. Welcome back. Plans to redevelop Grand Bahamas International Airport seeing a tangible movement. The government has signed an agreement with Manchester Airports Group. Work on the facility began in January, and the company's CEO and team are already engaged with a 3-month mobilization plan. That update coming straight from the mouth of the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Philip Davis, during his address this morning to the one-day Business Outlook seminar in Grand Bahama.
This is the same group that operates some of the largest airports in the United Kingdom. They understand compliance, security, commercial operations, and airline relations. They manage the largest air cargo terminal in the UK, and a new business model for the Grand Bahama Airport includes integrating a vibrant air cargo business. They also manage US pre-clearance airports, so they understand what's required to ensure Freeport is again certified for US pre-clearance.
The Prime Minister goes on to point out that the critical demand for the airport upgrade and its impact for Grand Bahama's economy and its future.
For airlines, that matters. It tells them gate assignments, turnaround times, and safety standards will be managed by a professional operator they recognize. For investors, it matters too. It signals that Grand Bahama is not just talking about being open for business, we are building the gates to prove it.
Well, still talking to tourism, though recent reports point to another year of record-breaking success with the tourism industry, some areas still require a closer look and a different strategy. And tourism officials say 2026 will bring both. Daniel Dean reports.
Director General of Tourism Latia Duncombe says the ministry is putting plans in motion to make our island more attractive to visitors. This comes after the central bank's 2025 fourth quarter report revealed that more than 12 million visited our shores, the vast majority cruise passengers. This contrasts with air arrivals, whose tourists spend much more. The numbers are again down.
We're getting ready to launch a 16-island tour where we look at all of the many benefits and resources of every island. The 1.6 decline that we saw in air arrivals compared to 2024, when we looked at those numbers, there was a number of disruptions and different things that happened across the destination. I can give you the full listing of what we've seen and classified as disruptions. But overall for us, we felt that the performance was strong.
One of those disruptions came just weeks ago with one of the worst winter storms in U.S. history. And with over 80% of the country's visitors coming in from the United States each year, Duncombe says this is a priority.
We're also diversifying our visitors to ensure that we continue to grow and benefit in that space.
And speaking of ways to appeal to tourists, ground transportation is now an issue amidst ongoing debate on welcoming an internationally recognized ride-sharing app to our islands. Duncombe says the ministry is open to what it will mean for the product.
As it relates to the tourism product, we welcome opportunities in this space, and there is a process as it relates to the implementation, the coordination. There's a component of stakeholder engagement, and we're quite happy to be a part of that process as well.
Either way, Duncombe insisted 2026 will be a banner year for the country. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, now that ground has been broken on the site, it's time now to get down to the real work of turning Bahama's 330-foot multi-million-dollar beachfront Cable Beach Resort into a reality. Today marked the start of construction for the project seawall that's expected to take a few months, according to Baha Mar's president, Graham Davis. Designed by architectural firm Foster and Partners, the resort is expected to reflect timeless designs and oceanfront living, celebrating the natural beauty of the Bahamas.
Strategically positioned between SLS Baha Mar and Rosewood Baha Mar, this new resort will add a distinct yet complementary experience to the destination. Guests and residents will continue to enjoy seamless access to everything that makes Baha Mar special, from our 45 restaurants and lounges to the largest casino in the Caribbean, luxury retail, the expansive Baja Bay Water Park, championship golf, wellness, and world-class entertainment experiences. None of this would be possible without a strong partnership. This milestone reflects what is possible when government and private sector work together with a shared belief in long-term sustainable tourism growth and in the future of the Bahamas.
In other news, social media reports suggest it's a school exercise where students get a chance to emulate the voting process, but it's an issue the Parliamentary Registration Department is taking very seriously. And this, of course, amid concerns the department is using cards too loosely. Cleopatra Murphy tells us more.
Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson is refuting that the department issued voters' cards to minors following a social media post depicting the pictures of two underage boys on what appears to be Bahamian voters' cards. He says police are also investigating the matter.
They found the voters' card assigned to some adult who qualifies to be registered with the same number. So they evidently that's fake news, and we just want the public to know that we are serious about dealing with these type of issues, and we will have no stone unturned until we get to the bottom of it.
While the post has sparked talk of voter fraud and individuals who are not eligible to vote possibly doing so in the upcoming general elections, Thompson says officials are on top of it, pointing out a difference between the cards on social media.
Examine the card completely to see that even the numbers are written, our numbers are not like that. So if somebody is doing something, and we hope that whoever's behind it will cease and desist.
As political parties put their campaign machinery into full gear, the parliamentary commissioner says staff are continuously working to clean the register, with more than 16,000 names removed since 2017.
We're double-checking and triple-checking to make sure that we, at the end of the day, once the register is certified, that we the clean register that we could all be proud of. So it's a daily thing that we're doing here at the department.
Up to last week, Thompson says there were 197,510 names on the register, with more Bahamians registering daily. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, it's every shopper's dream to have an app that directs you to the best prices, giving consumers an edge and leaving retailers competing for the mighty dollar. In walks PricePal, a joint venture between the Bahamas Trade Commission, Consumer Affairs, and the government. Our Lloyd Allen has more from a soft app launch set for public release within just weeks.
PricePal, a new app now being introduced by the government, introducing consumers to real-time prices across the country. Here's a bit more about how this app will work for Bahamians.
One of the key features is it allows consumers to be able to compare prices across retailers, provide smart shopping lists, also price alerts.
Bahamian-owned and operated Novia Group is the company behind the development of the app, now in its beta phase. Managing partner Valdez Williams, who was a part of showcasing the app's tools at a stakeholders meeting Monday, says PricePal is a national response to rising prices and leveling the competitive field for retailers across the country, with the goal of aligning consumers with the best prices in a central and regulated location.
Building an ecosystem, and that's talking about back-end office, we're talking about consumer affairs management portal, we're talking about providing a system for retailers to update prices in real time. It's being able to support the app and the consumer with real information at their fingertips.
The app also spotting additional features like a living shopping list, alerts to new deals, as well as integrated prices for everyday products. You just saw the initial presentation of PricePal. What are your thoughts?
So for me, it's an awesome initiative by the government of the Bahamas. I love to see innovation and technology and the modernization of the consumer choice field. For me personally, I like to see those things that get added to my cart where I can get them delivered personally to my home.
This gives residents the variety to choose, to pick and refuse, to go where they're able to afford the prices and be able to mix their cart up.
I like the fact that they've gone out of the way to ensure that they collect data on the prices, not only here in New Providence, but around the Family Islands. I feel that what it does is create fairness in the market so that people who are interested in purchasing items can be able to compare prices in their neighborhood and be able to determine what store they want to select from, or if they want to get certain items from different stores.
As exciting as the new app is, developers say during the beta phase they hope to identify challenges and are preparing for a March 2nd rollout, keeping the door open to continued enhancements. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Back at Little Caesars and good. Our popular Chicago-style pizza is back for a limited time only. Enjoy this delicious, thick, buttery crust pizza that's packed with layers of cheese, meats, and veggies for just $18. That inclusive. Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars, Oaksville, Carmichael Road, East Street, Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and One East Plaza.
Pizza.
Well, guess who's flying solo tonight on the other end of our newscast? It's Marlena, who's going to give us a sneak peek of what's coming up in tonight's Access Now.
Yes, I may be by myself, Makushla, but we still have a great lineup coming tonight. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got some environmental wins. We've got some students getting some really fun experiences with Vehicle Career Day. News for Junior Junkanoo, and our guests tonight, we've got a couple who've known each other since primary school, and they're still going strong. We're learning all about that just in time for Valentine's Day. You may be young, but I'm still open ears to tips, you know, you never know.
So sweet. Love has no age.
Exactly.
We'll stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training advises the public that the registration process of the 2026-2027 school year for public school students has commenced. Parents are urged to register their children before the deadline of the 31st of March, 2026. Here's what you'll need: your child's proof of identity, immunization card, their most recent transcript or report card, parents or guardians' proof of identity. Register before the deadline to ensure a seamless transition into the new school year. Don't delay. Register today.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals.
Let's unite for a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Wait, where you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one-topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but.
I need the $10 special place.
How many of them would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it? The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Get to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Wade Ramsey is a self-taught horticulturist at Ponderosa Group of Farms. He considers his farm in New Providence a lab, and his main experiment is grafting.
I did my research, and I came into the knowledge of grafting. What grafting is, you plant a seed, all right, and you call that seed a rootstock. That rootstock have a taproot system. Your taproot system, all right, that sustain your tree. You would take a piece of a tree, that what you want it to be, a desirable fruit, and you put that fruit on a root system that you know is a good root system for your environment.
Ramsey says he usually grafts trees that are compatible with Bahamian soil that is mostly limestone. He notes that it's best to do your research and graft at the right time.
You could grafting normally takes place in high humidity. It don't like cold, so you need high temperatures, high humidity. This temperature is not a good grafting time, all right? But with my experience, I know what to do to protect the graft. You understand me? That's wisdom, that over time. I know what to do to protect my graft. But if you say that's trying it out for the first time, most likely your graft gonna fail.
Over the years, Ramsey has developed over 50 varieties of mangoes. He also grafts avocados, jujus, and even flowers like hibiscus and roses. He says his ultimate goal is to have different orchids with a variety of homegrown food. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
In the spirit of Thanksgiving, the administrators, teachers, and students of Palmdale Primary School welcomed Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, and other education officials to their school with a special assembly themed Transforming Teaching and Learning, a Journey of Growth and Excellence. Hannah Martin and Director Dominique McCartney-Russell thanked the administrators and educators while applauding the school's accomplishments.
71% of the student population reading at or above grade level. This is outstanding what is happening here at Palmdale Primary. This is one of the oldest schools, primary schools in the country. Because I know the Prime Minister, Philip Davis, told me his classroom was down there. And he got some years on him.
80 initiatives led by some 20 team leaders to ensure that we maximize the opportunities for our children. We have seen some of the best lab results in 10 years. And so to see the results here at Palmdale, especially first in the district in writing, Minister, grade 6 writing, does my heart so good. Because you can tell that our teachers are working diligently to ensure that our children are receiving the best quality education.
John Lee McIntosh for Ed Talk.
$400,000 dished out today to nonprofit organizations whose goal is to conserve and protect our environment. Plus, seeing is believing for the students at Palmdale Primary School. Today, they hosted a vehicles career fair. Think big tires and sirens. We'll show you more coming up. Also, veteran Junkanooers give back to their alma maters. Stick around to see how. And in sports, more BAISS competition on the court. Stay with us. This is Access Now.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. I'm Marlena Leonard, flying solo tonight, as you can see. And I don't know about you, but I'm thinking we take Royston's absence as a forfeit for one round in our closing rock, paper, scissors tournament. With that settled, let's dive right into the news. 9 nonprofit organizations receiving more than $400,000 in grant funding. Monies they say will help them continue work that empowers and impacts Bahamians, the environment, and the nation. This all thanks to the Bahamas Protected Areas Fund. Our Danielle Dean brings the details in this report.
$300 million a year, not 300 million, but 300 million a year.
This is what climate resilience needs amount to per year here in the country. Executive Director of the Bahamas Protected Areas Fund, Karen Panton, and her team facilitated a grant writing, monitoring, and evaluation learning workshop Thursday that saw 9 nonprofits receive funding of varying amounts, totaling some $400,000. Among them, the Bahamas National Trust, who received $44,860. The Organization for Responsible Governance and Brief both took home $50,000. And BPAF Chairman Glenn Bannister says this is just the beginning.
We have 15 years to distribute grants to honorees and grantees throughout the Bahamas. So this is only the beginning. And even after the 15 years, we would have an endowment fund that will also assist us in providing even more funding for future generations.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks, Danielle. Well, the students at Palmdale Primary School were in for a treat today as organizers brought out the big wheels for a more hands-on approach to a career fair. Amaya Moss has more.
The sounds of engines revving replaced the usual rhythm of morning lessons at Palmdale Primary, but this wasn't just another school day. It was Vehicular Careers Day at where possibility pulled up right on campus. From emergency response units to service vehicles and corporate fleets, companies and organizations lined the school grounds, each one carrying more than equipment, but opportunity. Event coordinator and school guidance counselor Carol Menace says initiatives like these are more than just interactive fun, but seeds being planted. She explains that early exposure helps children visualize careers they've never considered, broadens their horizons, and gives them something tangible to aspire toward.
As children now, they need to become laser focused. You know, there are a lot of distractions out there, and once they're laser focused and know exactly what it is they want to do, then they begin focusing on those things or that area that they want to go into. In spite of the distractions that are out there, they know what it is that they want to be, and they go towards that.
Organizers echo that sentiment, calling the event crucial in shaping our emerging agents of change.
And what we're doing here today is a career day for the children, and in hopes that when their time comes, it'll be able to influence them in a great way.
I found it was very valuable that we be a part of this initiative, because there are a lot of careers out there that persons are not aware of, and the earlier we expose our young persons to these careers, the better fit they will be when it's time to get into that job market.
And perhaps that was the true lesson of the day, that success doesn't live in the textbooks alone, but can sometimes drive right up to you. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Oh, they look like they had a lot of fun. Thanks, Amaya. Well, we may have just wrapped this year's parade, but the 2027 Junior Junkanoo season is already taking shape. After a high-stakes draw, 8 schools are now being mentored by cultural icons in a masterclass of Bahamian excellence. The Bahama Beauty tells the story.
Palm for palm, head for head. You get your head chopped, that's it.
The drums are calling. Junka Fusion Productions is officially taking the spirit of the shack into the classroom. The Junkanoo Alumni Group held a high-octane position and theme-picking meeting yesterday, and the results were one for the books. With 8 schools ready to rush, Junkafusion's mission is clear: mentorship. Chairman Aldika Colebrook says the goal is more than just winning on Bay Street. It's about the soul of the country.
It's important for us to pay attention to the youth of our country. Our culture is left in their hands. And so we have to make this investment to ensure that for years to come, that Junkanoo is still in its best survival mode. So this, for the year of 2025, Junkafusion donated over $18,000 through a myriad of about 8 schools that participated in Junior Junkanoo this year. And so when we first started our program, we were able to give our first 6 schools $2,000. And last year, we were able to make a donation of $2,500 to 8 of those schools. So as we progress in our program, we know that what we are doing is helping the school.
Junkanoo cultural icon War Daddy echoed that sentiment, noting that the craft of Junkanoo teaches children essential life skills.
It teaches them time management, and the Junior Junkanoo teaches them cleanliness, mobility, and being responsible.
War Daddy says GHS is bringing a magical Cat Island Rake and Scrape theme to the route for 2027.
Well, Jesus, oh, Cat Island. Oh, listen. What all is going on in Cat Island? Everybody who is good, hey, people, you all been on regatta, you all never been on nothing about it. You all know about the master. But hey, listen, GHS can destroy everybody. But we don't care what other island you come on. You play with Cat Island, the greatest island there is on this earth. Watch how we can bring this.
With Junkafusion Productions in their corner, these students aren't just getting help. They're getting a masterclass in Bahamian excellence. For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm the Bahama Beauty.
Can't wait to see what comes out of that. Well, still to come, a love story worth sharing. Keep watching to see how one high school big man on campus found his forever love in the Chae schoolyard bookworm, proving opposites do attract. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean has your Access weather forecast. So stay close.
The Whopper with cheese never tasted so good. 100% flame grilled beef, now juicier. With fresh ingredients as usual, and even fluffier buns. The Whopper with cheese. Bigger, better, tastier. Get a regular combo for only $9, only at Burger King Nassau.
Imagine putting $25 gas in your car, scanning the QR code, and winning a whole cruise and so much more. Well, that could be you with the New Year, New Things promotion happening right now at Rubis. From now until March 27, spend $25 or more in fuel and win one of our amazing prizes such as $500 worth of Rubis gift cards, Fidelity prepaid Visa cards, BPL vouchers, a 3-night stay at the Margaritaville Hotel, a PS5, and we'll be sending a lucky person on a cruise. I can't wait to see what you win. It's New Year, New Things with Rubis. Don't forget, spend $25 or more, scan the QR code, fill out the form, upload your receipt, enter, and win. That's my boo. I ain't getting leave. I can see you all on the cruise. Don't leave me, don't leave me.
Bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong. Ding bang ding. Ding ding dong.
It's time for your access weather forecast. High pressure backing off towards the east, but we have this frontal system just to the north of us. That's going to go through the northwest Bahamas by tomorrow morning. Bring with it a little bit of clouds, maybe 1 or 2 brief passing showers, but a nice little cool down will take place behind it. Bodie forecast tonight in the northwestern islands. The winds west to northwest at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide, that will occur at 10:08 tonight, and for the central parts of the country, lighter variable winds with flat seas in the southeast. We'll have a northeast flow at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then on Friday in the northwestern central islands, light and variable winds once again with flat seas, low tide 11:17 in the morning, high tide at 4:57 in the afternoon. And for the southeastern islands, that wind staying out of the northeast, 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. And on Saturday, the winds become easterly, increasing in speeds, 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights building 3 to 6 feet. So caution flags go in place for the northwest Bahamas on Saturday. High tide 5:31 in the morning. The low tide at 12:02 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, northeast to east winds 15 to 25 knots. Very rough seas at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean, so we're asking small craft to exercise extreme caution on Saturday in the central and southeastern islands. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. For your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for full weather update. Royston and Melina.
Thanks, Basil. And now let's find out more about these lovebirds who've known each other since primary school. Welcome to Access Now, Kendra McKinney and Levinsky Turgenis. Now, like we said, you guys have known each other since primary school, but you haven't been a couple that whole time, presumably. So how long have you guys officially been a couple?
That would be 5 years.
5 years?
Yes, 5 years, going on 6 on July 14th of this year.
Amazing. So 5 years, that's by that point, it's fair to ask the question, do you feel like it's necessary to ask someone to be your Valentine every year?
Now, from my response, I would say no. It could be sometimes here and there, but I feel as if since we've been together for at least almost 6 years now, he basically does everything. He doesn't have to say, okay, each year I'll ask this girl to be my Valentine's. Each and every year, we already have that connection, we already have that bond, we already growing together. So I feel as if even if he doesn't ask me, I wouldn't feel no type of way.
So maybe the secret is show that Valentine's love every day.
Yeah, that's
so
what I
don't feel like I'm missing that special treatment because
Yeah.
I'm getting it every day. Oh, very nice. Now, what's your favorite thing about each other or about your relationship? Like I said, 5 years, and how many years have you known each other?
I would say from grade 4 up to now. So that's 6, 7, 8, 10, I would say years.
And so what would you say is your favorite thing about each other? You've obviously seen each other grow a lot.
Yes.
My favorite thing about him is that he's really, really patient. I'm not a patient person, so I give him that for being very patient.
And my favorite thing about her, she's very resilient and she's very smart and brave.
Oh, that's so sweet. Do you guys have Valentine's plans already for this year?
He better.
Can you tell us, or is it a surprise?
It's a surprise.
Okay, all right, I won't break the surprise. But is there any advice you have for other young couples, especially couples that maybe they're still in school and they're trying to balance that school life and maybe a new budding relationship?
Okay, so my advice for the young people out there is try not to lose yourself trying to keep someone. If that person is for you, they would go the extra mile the same way you would go that extra mile. Also, try to listen to your parents as well, because once they give you guidance on saying, if this person is the right one for you, that is the person, because sometimes parents' instincts are really valid. If that person is not for you, do not go for it. Listen to your parents.
Amazing.
Yes. Also, to piggyback on what she said, it's also important to not burden yourself too much. Take everything one day at a time. It's crucial to put God first. Definitely consult God first and before you want to pursue anybody else.
Very sage advice from a very young couple. Well, Kendra and Levinsky, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Wishing you so much romance and happiness going forward. And thank you for coming to see us. And it's time now for your sports headlines. Amajal, what's on tap?
Winner take all Game 3s in the BAISS. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
At We Buy and Sell, we help you upgrade your home the smart way, from solar panels and solar lights to strong doors, storm-ready windows, tiles, mirrors, vanities, faucets, and more. Everything you need is right here under one roof. Great quality products, great price, and fast, friendly service every day. Visit us on Robinson Road or send us a message on WhatsApp 242-636-8412 or shop anytime at wbusbahamas.com. We buy you sell. Upgrade your home today.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? You haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need, a great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products, saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. 2 games on deck yesterday at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. Winner take all Game 3s in the BAISS Basketball Championship Series in both the senior boys and senior girls. On the ladies' side, this one would be a close game throughout. The Kingsway Saints and the St. John's Giants. The Giants would lead 7-6 after the first quarter, but the Saints would then pull ahead after the second at 15-12. Kingsway would hold on for a slim 23-21 lead heading into the final quarter. In the fourth, defense would prevail, and both teams would be locked. With just under 2 minutes to go, the Saints would go on to score 5 straight to take a 28-25 lead, and that would help them prevail for their second straight BAISS Senior Girls title with a 28-27 win.
It means everything. That was the goal from the jump. They say they had something coming for us, and we wanted to prove to them that we are the defending champs, and we're still going to be defending champs. And we're thankful. I thank God because it's a blessing to come and get a championship before we go out.
This means everything to me. I've been working for this basically my whole life. I thought I could get this with my teammates. We work hard for this. Our coach worked us hard, and I know we could have get it again. These back-to-back championship.
On the boys' side, the St. John's Giants lost game 1 of this series on a heartbreaking buzzer-beater 3-pointer, their only loss on the season. But over the next 2 games, they would show their championship resolve in Game 2, taking that one by 32 points. Now, here in Game 3, the CW Saunders in the white would certainly bring their A-game after the Giants would go ahead by 7 points in the final minute of the game. The Cougars responded, desperately trying to pull off the comeback win. They would finish in a transition here to cut the lead down to 2 in the final 40 seconds. But unfortunately, the Cougars would just run out of time. The Giants celebrating the 57-55 victory and their second straight BAISS Senior Boys title.
It feel good, man. I know coming in the game, it was going to be a hard-fought game. Like I said, we coached him over there. Coach, he gonna make me work for it. I know it wasn't gonna be an easy game, and that's what we say. We came out, we gave a good performance, and we put on the show for the BAISS crowd.
Now, of course, talk about the game for us. You guys were up 13-1 in the first quarter. They managed to back and turn things around, but you guys were able to stay locked in. Talk about this game plan for us.
The game is a game of run. You know, most of my guys are in foul trouble, so I was just trying to buy time. And Coach capitalized on it. Once my key guys was in foul trouble, they go onto the bench. He upped the pressure and he made us run. And that was expected. You know, like I said, the game is a game of run.
I know that we was going to come out with the win, you know. We made plenty of mistakes in the game yet again, but, you know, we make up for it, and, you know, we came out with the win.
So in hoops, this time over in the Family Islands, the North Long Island High Basketball Jamboree set to celebrate its 34th year under the theme Battle for the Comeback. The event will take place next weekend at Millers Park. Organizer Jermaine Adderley tells us more.
As far as the competition, it's going to be very, very competitive. It's going to be competitive because both schools in Long Island, well, Long Island High has a strong junior division, and NGM Major has a strong senior division, and from coaches and Andres, they're coming to try and take that away. They're coming with strong division, and of course, Inaugural is coming with three strong divisions as well in the intermediate boys, senior boys, and junior boys, hoping to take it to the south, while the defending champions from 2 years ago from Grand Bahama, they're hoping to come back and take the senior division. But it's going to be a lot of competition. It's going to be great camaraderie. It's going to be the comeback. We're coming back better. We're a little smaller this year than other years because this is our comeback, but we look forward to a great atmosphere. It's going to be great. The island's going to be out cheering for their home teams, and it's going to be some great competition. And the return of the tournament it's going to do wonders for the community, and everybody's excited about it.
So in hoops, this weekend set to be a major one for Bahamian rookie phenom VJ Edgecombe, as he will participate in the NBA's All-Star Weekend festivities. More specifically, the Rising Stars game in L.A. And for one half of the aptly named duo VJ Max, he's certainly excited to be a part of the festivities.
Excited. I would have been a little more excited one day, but I'm excited, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be on that stage in L.A., so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man, just showing, it's all love. It's love between all three of us all the time, man, so... credit to them. Credit to T. Watt for spending his break with us. And obviously Tyrese got to be there.
Yeah, he does. He does have to be there.
So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Tyrese in through my contest and All-Star game.
And that's Look at Your Sports on this Thursday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Roses are red, violets are blue. If you love to save, there's a store for you. Super value and quality supermarkets. Rainbow sliced beets, 15 ounces, $1.49. Romaine hearts, 3-pack, $4.99. Fresh pork, $2.39 per pound. Danish spare ribs, $2.39 per pound. Sunny Delight smooth or tangy, 64 ounces, 2 for $5. If you love to save while you shop, you need to stop and shop at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
I did it my way. I faced it all, nice to toe, and did it my way.
Available at Lorix Duty Free, Bay and Parliament, Old Fort Bay, Marathon Mall and Palmdale.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, and Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
You're looking at a shot of the Liberty of the Seas. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. Thanks, Kyson. And it's time now for Family Island News. Let's see what's happening in Exuma. Valen Bodie, also called the Soil Guru, is the CEO and founder of Environmental Stable Solutions. The company contracted for nursery and plant production for the Rosewood Exuma project. His key mission, he says, is to maintain environmental regulations and stipulations. Bodie's currently based in Oklahoma, but says he's been visiting Exuma to ensure his part of the project is done with excellence and that the environmental impact is positive.
My first step was I need to get boots on the ground. I need to see what we're doing. So that comprised of me going to Exuma, going to the site, doing my environmental analysis from a nursery and propagation perspective, you know, things like looking at the soil type that's present, so that the soil that we're using for the propagation of these plants is as closely mimicked as possible. Before any heavy machinery does anything, I have to go in and do my propagation work beforehand to make sure that these plants are protected before anything happens. And they are also, I can't stress how much they have sort of kind of not pushed me in a negative way, but pushed me in a positive way to say, hey, do you need to be there this weekend? Or do you need to be there? How long do you need to be there? You know, they want to sort of kind of make sure that I am the prerequisite before any development happens because they want to protect the environment.
It's time now for Let's Talk Socials with Matea Stewart.
Hey everyone, it's Matea Stewart and welcome back to Let's Talk Socials with your daily dose of what's hot online. Today we're talking about Valentine's Day. Yes, roses, chocolates, and all the love vibes, but the story behind it, not so sweet. Long before heart-shaped cards, ancient Romans celebrated Lupercalia every February, a wild fertility festival. Men and women were paired by lottery. Rituals were all about, well, reproduction, not romance. Then came Valentine, a priest who said, nope, love wins. Emperor Claudius II banned marriage for young men, thinking it made them better soldiers. But Valentine secretly performed weddings anyway. He got caught and was executed on February 14th. Legend says he left a final note signed, "From your Valentine." Fast forward, the church replaced Lupercalia with St. Valentine's Day. And by the Middle Ages, poets claimed February 14th was when birds chose their mates. Romance and poetry took over, and eventually Valentine's Day became what we celebrate today. Love, connection, and chocolates. So next time you slide that Valentine's card across the table, remember, it's a story of rebellion, sacrifice, and love. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow for more social media updates. I'm Matea Stewart. We'll chat next week.
Thanks, Matea. Now, before we wrap up, Royston was having some fun today at our Works Conclave, and I think we have a video of him jamming out, which gives me lots of content for some teasing when he returns.
We got the way to get broke intentionally.
Now you get to see what's happening in between every commercial break. That's what's happening next to me every night. Now be sure you stay tuned for the Rundown with Howard Grant, and have a good night, everybody. Stay safe.
At Harold Point, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders from all generations, good evening and welcome to the Rundown on Leadership. This is the place where we challenge assumptions, elevate standards, and disrupt leadership practices that no longer serve people, organizations, or performance. I am your host, Ahmad Rashad Thompson, and I'm so excited to be with you tonight. I want to start tonight's episode with a blaring truth. I miss y'all, man. Lord of mercy, we've been away from each other for what seems like forever, but you've not stopped telling us just how much last season meant to you, how much you learned, how much you grew, stretched, and embraced. So many of you have shared with me how much these 60 minutes every Thursday evening means to you, and for that, we are grateful. As always, I have to pause and thank you, our loyal audience, for running it down with us week after week. And now I get the honor to say year after year. Your voice, your presence, your hunger for real dialogue is what keeps this show alive. We are so grateful that you continue to share your feedback with us by letting us know how valuable you find our time together. We created this show with leaders like you in mind. Leaders that want to be better, that know they are called to greater. So we want to thank you for your trust and your support. So, while we've been away, a lot has transpired. We've watched leadership decisions make headlines for the right and the wrong reasons. We've seen leaders step down unexpectedly, others step into roles unprepared, and some hold on to power while losing the people. We've seen organizations wrestle publicly with culture issues that were ignored privately for years. We've watched trust erode in real time through a single statement, a single decision, or a single moment of poor judgment. Here at home, leaders have been challenged on transparency, accountability, and communication. Across the region, we've seen conversations about governance, succession, and institutional confidence take center stage. And internationally, leadership missteps from boardrooms to global platforms have reminded us just how visible, fragile, and consequential leadership truly is. Not because leaders are under attack, but because expectations have changed. People are no longer watching what leaders do, they're watching how they decide, who they consider, and whether leadership aligns with values, not just results. And that's why this moment and this show matter. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We are not just facing a leadership challenge, ladies and gentlemen. We are indeed facing a global leadership crisis. Institutions are no longer assumed to be credible. They are being scrutinized. Trust is no longer implied. It must be demonstrated. And too often, promises are recycled in language but not fulfilled in action. Across boardrooms and parliaments, classrooms and congregations, people are no longer asking for perfect leaders. They are expecting present leaders. Leaders who are decisive, grounded, self-aware, and prepared for the future they are actively shaping. In 2026, leadership will be measured less by intention and more by impact. Less by position and more by posture. Less by rhetoric and more by responsibility. This is the moment that is calling for leadership that is clear, courageous, compassionate, and future-minded, not as ideals, but as operating standards. This year is different, both for the landscape of leadership and for our show. This is not just another show, ladies and gentlemen. This is not commentary. This is not leadership hype. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a leadership state of the union. Because here's the truth that leaders must face, especially here in the Bahamas, across the Caribbean, and in every organization represented by our viewers. Leadership is being tested like never before. In our nation, we are on the brink of a general election. Silly season is what they call it. That will indubitably disrupt our present and set the course for our future. Employees and voters alike are disengaged. Trust is fragile, performance is inconsistent, and too many leaders are relying on methods that worked yesterday to solve problems that belong to tomorrow. In 2026, leadership will not be evaluated by your title or your tenure, how long you've been in the seat or how long you vowed for the seat. Instead, it will be evaluated by clarity, courage, and results. The question, ladies and gentlemen, is no longer, are you in charge? The question becomes, are you effective? And effectiveness now requires a shift. Tonight, I'm opening this season with a high-level leadership masterclass under the theme, the 7 most important shifts every single leader must make in 2026. Let me be very clear with you. These are not trends. These are not theories. These are the leadership adjustments required to build trust, sustain performance, and lead people well in a rapidly changing environment. These shifts will determine whether your organization grows or stalls, whether your people feel inspired or invisible, and whether your leadership compounds value or quietly drains it. This season, the Rundown on Leadership will challenge leaders to think deeper, lead braver, and decide better. We are raising the standard. We are elevating the conversation, and we are unapologetic about the level of leadership this moment demands. So whether you're leading a team, an organization, a community, or a nation, this conversation is for you. Welcome to the new season. Welcome to the Leadership Reckoning. Welcome to the Rundown on Leadership. So here's what I need you to do for me right now. As always, hit the share button, text a friend, tag a colleague, WhatsApp the Prime Minister for Lord's sake. Season 2 of the Rundown on Leadership is starting right now, and anyone with any good sense is locked into the ZNS TV network because we are about to run it down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rundown on Leadership, and your breakthrough is right after this break.
Coming this fall, Royston Jones and Melina Leonard on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Tune in and get your fill of community news. Family Island news, entertainment, and, well, sometimes slithering animals. That's the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40-odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders from all generations, good evening and welcome to the Rundown on Leadership. This is the place where we challenge assumptions, elevate standards, and disrupt leadership practices that no longer serve people, organizations, or performance. I am your host, Ahmad Rashad Thompson, and I'm so excited to be with you tonight. I want to start tonight's episode with a blaring truth. I miss y'all, man. Lord of mercy, we've been away from each other for what seems like forever, but you've not stopped telling us just how much last season meant to you, how much you learned, how much you grew, stretched, and embraced. So many of you have shared with me how much these 60 minutes every Thursday evening means to you, and for that, we are grateful. As always, I have to pause and thank you, our loyal audience, for running it down with us week after week. And now I get the honor to say year after year. Your voice, your presence, your hunger for real dialogue is what keeps this show alive. We are so grateful that you continue to share your feedback with us by letting us know how valuable you find our time together. We created this show with leaders like you in mind. Leaders that want to be better, that know they are called to greater. So we want to thank you for your trust and your support. So, while we've been away, a lot has transpired. We've watched leadership decisions make headlines for the right and the wrong reasons. We've seen leaders step down unexpectedly, others step into roles unprepared, and some hold on to power while losing the people. We've seen organizations wrestle publicly with culture issues that were ignored privately for years. We've watched trust erode in real time through a single statement, a single decision, or a single moment of poor judgment. Here at home, leaders have been challenged on transparency, accountability, and communication. Across the region, we've seen conversations about governance, succession, and institutional confidence take center stage. And internationally, leadership missteps from boardrooms to global platforms have reminded us just how visible, fragile, and consequential leadership truly is. Not because leaders are under attack, but because expectations have changed. People are no longer watching what leaders do, they're watching how they decide, who they consider, and whether leadership aligns with values, not just results. And that's why this moment and this show matter. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We are not just facing a leadership challenge, ladies and gentlemen. We are indeed facing a global leadership crisis. Institutions are no longer assumed to be credible. They are being scrutinized. Trust is no longer implied. It must be demonstrated. And too often, promises are recycled in language but not fulfilled in action. Across boardrooms and parliaments, classrooms and congregations, people are no longer asking for perfect leaders. They are expecting present leaders. Leaders who are decisive, grounded, self-aware, and prepared for the future they are actively shaping. In 2026, leadership will be measured less by intention and more by impact. Less by position and more by posture. Less by rhetoric and more by responsibility. This is the moment that is calling for leadership that is clear, courageous, compassionate, and future-minded, not as ideals, but as operating standards. This year is different, both for the landscape of leadership and for our show. This is not just another show, ladies and gentlemen. This is not commentary. This is not leadership hype. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a leadership state of the union. Because here's the truth that leaders must face, especially here in the Bahamas, across the Caribbean, and in every organization represented by our viewers. Leadership is being tested like never before. In our nation, we are on the brink of a general election. Silly season is what they call it. That will indubitably disrupt our present and set the course for our future. Employees and voters alike are disengaged. Trust is fragile, performance is inconsistent, and too many leaders are relying on methods that worked yesterday to solve problems that belong to tomorrow. In 2026, leadership will not be evaluated by your title or your tenure, how long you've been in the seat or how long you vowed for the seat. Instead, it will be evaluated by clarity, courage, and results. The question, ladies and gentlemen, is no longer, are you in charge? The question becomes, are you effective? And effectiveness now requires a shift. Tonight, I'm opening this season with a high-level leadership masterclass under the theme, the 7 most important shifts every single leader must make in 2026. Let me be very clear with you. These are not trends. These are not theories. These are the leadership adjustments required to build trust, sustain performance, and lead people well in a rapidly changing environment. These shifts will determine whether your organization grows or stalls, whether your people feel inspired or invisible, and whether your leadership compounds value or quietly drains it. This season, the Rundown on Leadership will challenge leaders to think deeper, lead braver, and decide better. We are raising the standard. We are elevating the conversation, and we are unapologetic about the level of leadership this moment demands. So whether you're leading a team, an organization, a community, or a nation, this conversation is for you. Welcome to the new season. Welcome to the Leadership Reckoning. Welcome to the Rundown on Leadership. So here's what I need you to do for me right now. As always, hit the share button, text a friend, tag a colleague, WhatsApp the Prime Minister for Lord's sake. Season 2 of the Rundown on Leadership is starting right now, and anyone with any good sense is locked into the ZNS TV network because we are about to run it down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rundown on Leadership, and your breakthrough is right after this break. Yes, okay. Wait, you taking too long. Just. Yes, sir. Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining me, I want you to know to give me a second here, y'all, to bring me back. But if you're just joining us tonight, we're having a leadership State of the Union, and we're doing things a little different tonight. Tonight is just you and me. Tonight is personal. No guest, no panel, just a clear mandate to help you lead better, stronger, and wiser all 2026 long. My singular goal is simple: to set you up to lead successfully all year long. We're discussing tonight the 7 shifts leaders must make to be successful in 2026. Notice I didn't say should make, could make, would be nice to make, must make. In this segment, we'll go through the first 4 shifts to help you to understand what we're moving to and from. So, shift number 1, from authority to credibility. In 2026, leadership will no longer be sustained by your title. It will be sustained by credibility, and nothing builds credibility more than visibility. Here's how I frame it. Visibility builds credibility, and credibility leads to viability. People believe what they see, not what you said. Titles may grant access, but credibility earns followership. People trust consistency, not position. See, in this day and age, the only person really concerned with your title and your tenure is you. If you're not prepared to abandon your titles and corner offices, your teams will begin to abandon you. Authority can be assigned, but credibility must be earned every single day. And once credibility becomes the standard, leadership must make another shift. Before we move on to shift number 2, though, when you think of what visibility actually means, what I mean by that is get out of your silos, get out of your offices, get out of your comfort zone, and go out and connect with your teams. People believe what they see, not what you said. And so many of you have been walking around asking questions like, do you know who I am? Do you know how long I've been here? Enlighten me, mama, sir. Tell me how long you've been here. So many people have been walking around these organizations for 47 years and they do nothing with sense. You don't want to be indicted for your legacy. You want to be remembered for your legacy. So many of us have confused authority with control, have confused authority with your title and your tenure. And like I said earlier, the only person that cares about that is you. Your teams want to see you doing what you said you would do. When your words and your actions don't agree, when there is incongruence with what you said and what you did, all it means is you is lie. No need to get fancy with that. If what you said is not what you did, it means that you lie. You is lie. You is tell false truths. You need to build your credibility in your organizations by being visible in your organizations. Visibility builds credibility. Credibility leads to viability. People believe what they see, not what you said. It leads us to shift number 2. Shifting from control to accountability. Too many leaders confuse control with leadership. But the trouble is, in some cases, control only creates or fosters compliance. Control manages behavior while accountability builds ownership. Micromanagement signals mistrust. Micromanagement is a clear signal of your insecurity as a leader. But clear expectations drive performance. Let me tell you a secret. Lean in a little bit closer for me, please. If you've ever had to announce, hear ye, that you're the manager or the person in charge, chances are no one believes you. You probably don't believe yourself. Always remember this. Leaders inspire, cowards intimidate. People don't resist accountability, they resist how it's delivered. And some of you have been walking around organizations in your environments, in your churches, in your homes, lauding your positions over people's head, thinking that solidifies your role as a leader. But 9 times out of 10, you don't believe it, and neither do your team members. I've never had to hear my father say to me, "I'm your father," because I recognize the authority he had in his role. But I also recognize that he understood his authority. He didn't have to convince himself that he was my father or the owner or the leader of our home. But you have, for so many years, had to walk around and let everybody see the title on the door, the title in the email, just to remind yourself, or convince yourself rather, that you were worth the title they called you. When you find yourself having to laud your position, having to lean over people, micromanage situations, it is a testament of your poor and weak leadership. Now, I don't want you to confuse my statements tonight as some level of judgment. It's a point of awareness. It's an opportunity for you to start 2026 in the right mindset, through the right lens, not leading through intimidation, but leading to inspire your teams to be better. Think about the leaders that you've been led by over your time in leadership. Which ones made you feel the best about yourself and your ability? I can guarantee it was not the person that told you who they were every chance they got, that lauded their position over you, that stood over you, head over, you could feel the breath on your air, how close they are to you every day. Those people didn't inspire you to be better, they inspire you to quit your job, or to look for another job, to refresh your resume all of a sudden. How many of your team members are looking to refresh their resumes this year because of you? Ask yourself this question. If your team members could pay you for being their leader, how much of you will be paid? How many of you will be able to pay your mortgage this month without scratching your head first? Think about it. That leads me to shift number 3. From vision to clarity. Now, let's not get excited. The Bible does say that where there is no vision, the people will perish. But in 2026, vision alone will not lead to success. In 2026, clarity is the real currency of leadership. Where there is no clarity, please expect confusion and collusion. When your team members aren't clear on what should be done, they revert to what they've always done or what they feel like doing. Your vision inspires, but clarity is supposed to direct. Too many priorities confuse and frustrate your team members. Fewer, more lucid priorities, clearly communicated, will create and make you more successful. Vision tells people where we're going. Clarity tells them what to do on Monday morning. So many of you have no idea where you are going as a leader. And if you don't know where you're going, how am I supposed to follow you? Where there is a lack of clarity, you can expect confusion and collusion. You can also expect collision. Okay, think about it this way. You know some people in your organization who have the real say. They're the real bosses. That's the gangsters in your organization. The people who, whatever they say, is gospel. When they speak, people move. Not you, Mr. Prime Minister, not you, Mr. President, not you, Mr. CEO. It's the people in the organization who cause things to happen. Those individuals also need clarity. Because when you're not clear on what the goals are for the organization, when your strategy isn't clear, they get to do what they want to do. And so many of you are paying people to show up and do exactly what they want to. People can only do, ladies and gentlemen, what they are allowed to do. In any circumstance, your barber, your hairdresser, your mechanic, your boss, your spouse, anyone in life can only do what they're allowed to do. Let me tell you a story. When I was 8 years old, I thought that I was a man. I thought I'd reached the pinnacle of manhood. And I slammed a door in my parents' home. I'm talking about slam, bam, wall shake, window shatter. And if you know my mother, she is the girliest girl you'll ever meet. Lashes always, she's go to the food store in prom dress. So you know, she ain't know how to take no door off no hinge. But before I could blink, I found myself on the outside of our home with the door in my hand. My mommy take off the door off the hinge, y'all. Nails gone to bed, prom dress on in the house for no reason. Just looking good for fun. And she said, son, let me tell you a secret. If you feel the need to try this again, what your father and I will do, you could build your own house. Build your house how you want to build it. And we'll gift you this door to put in your house. And you can slam it whenever you want to slam it. But if you could live here, what you ain't gonna do is that. Now, am I saying to you that you should treat your team members and your adult colleagues like children? No. But I'm saying to you, I haven't slammed the door in 30 years. My own car door is closed and lean in to make sure it closed right. Because there was a boundary set, there was an expectation clearly laid out that you will not be able to behave this way in this house as long as you live with this people. Now, if you're feeling yourself, build your own house, get this door, we'll sow a seed into your life. We'll give you the door, but you can't slam the doors in this house. Last year, I was in Grand Bahama doing a workshop. And in the training room that I was in, the door closes behind you automatically. And the door slammed, y'all. I almost had a stroke. I ain't slammed door in 30 years, I tell you. Because there was a clearly defined boundary, a clearly defined expectation that I couldn't avoid. If I chose to, there'll be a consequence to follow. And that leads me to shift number 4. From manual leadership to augmented leadership. There is no way that I'm going to talk to you tonight about the shifts that you must make and not talk about AI. In the conversation, we have to include the responsibility that you have to lead in a world where AI is everywhere. But let me be clear, ladies and gentlemen, this is not only about becoming a tech expert. This is about becoming an augmented leader. AI will not replace leadership, but leaders who refuse to use AI will be replaced. The leaders who are embracing a technology and advancing technology are going to replace you. Leaders who don't, AI increases, the speed by which you lead. But leaders must protect judgment. Efficiency without wisdom creates expensive and unnecessary mistakes. Don't give your whole job to ChatGPT. But your job as a leader is to set rules, provide guidelines. What will we automate? What will we verify? What remains human? But you've got to see AI as a tool and use it to reduce the noise, reduce the inefficiencies, right? So you and your leaders can focus on decisions, people, and strategy. AI can increase productivity, but only leadership can increase wisdom. If you abandon your role as a leader by trusting it with AI, you will lose. People are onto you, and they can smell the ChatGPT from a mile away. You think you're sharp? You ain't as sharp as that. But people are looking for heart in leadership. People are looking for people who see them, who recognize them, who know that their children or their child had an assembly this morning or has had a mishap at school last week. They are looking for the internal human approach to leadership, even as you approach and advance yourself technologically. If you're giving your employee engagement, your performance improvement, your performance management all to AI, which you should be investing in systems that make your job easier and make you a more efficient leader. But you do not forego leadership, and you don't give leadership to ChatGPT or to AI. And I'm referencing ChatGPT often, but it's not the only form of AI, I'm sure, that you're using in your organizations. But my point to you here, especially with this AI point, y'all, you cannot forego humanity for a system. People still relate and follow who they relate to. Your best example of this is Jesus Christ. Jesus came to earth and went where the sinners were. He didn't cast judgment. He showed them a different way and encouraged them to make better decisions. You as a leader have to show your team members the value in AI, the value in this use of technology, but you must demonstrate sound and human leadership every single chance you get. Those first 4 shifts shape the leader internally. What I want you to understand, though, is that internal work is the first part. How you show up now and demonstrate this is going to take you to your next level in leadership. In 2026, people aren't looking for robotics. They're looking for real connections. People want you to know that they see you, that you see them, and that they see you. You have a responsibility, leaders, as you embrace technology, as you shift from control to accountability, as you make these very important internal shifts, that they translate and transcend into your workplace. When we return from our break, we'll talk about the shifts that determine your impact and establish your legacy. Stay close, everyone. Your breakthrough continues after this break.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us tonight, we've switched things up just a little bit. We're sharing the 7 shifts we believe every leader must make to lead successfully in 2026. The first 4 shifts that I share with you shape the leader internally. These last 3 that we're going to go through are going to help you to shape your legacy. But before I go any further into these last 3 shifts, I want to talk to you about something that I've come up with called decision confidence. Many leaders right now, you're in the 2nd month of this year. You're in the 2nd month of this first quarter. And many leaders are still stuck where they were last quarter because of indecision. It's one of the biggest crises organizations face right now. Indecision keeps so many leaders and team members and organizations stifled and stagnated. And I want to break down what I consider the CI3 framework. This CI3 framework helps you to understand where you're going wrong in the point of making decisions. You may say, Bahama, decision making is no big deal. Mom or sir, think about it. The reason you've been stuck for so long in your ability to move forward is because you couldn't decide. How many meetings have you attended last year where the same agenda item repeats itself every week, every month? That is because of indecision. So, the CI3 framework has 3 intelligences, if you will. The first is clarity, the second is courage, the third is credibility. So clarity speaks to the fact that it's the discipline of pausing long enough to define what's really at stake. What are you really trying to accomplish by making this next decision? When you were unclear, I told you earlier, you can expect to see confusion, collusion, and collision, right? It's how you distinguish between noise and nuance, between what's urgent and what's important. The second intelligence is courage intelligence. So many leaders are walking around afraid of what they can say, how they can react. A decision needs to be made no matter how they're going to react. There's going to be reaction and a saying anyway. So courage intelligence is the ability to act on conviction even when consensus is easier. So many people shy away from the difficult decisions because they want to be liked. They want to be favored by their employees. Can I tell you a secret? Your employees want to be held accountable. They just concern themselves with how you're going to do it. People don't like to be disrespected or bullied, but they do like to be held to a level of account. The third intelligence is credibility intelligence. And credibility intelligence turns decisions into culture. The things you do or not do become your culture. And you do not get the culture you want, you get the culture you tolerate, ladies and gentlemen. If you let me come to work every day and do what I want and get paid for it, who would do different? If the people who come to your job every day, including you, get to do what you want to do and get paid for it, why would they not come and do what they want to do? Whether it's a lack of clarity, whether it's a lack of courage, whether it's a lack of credibility, people get to do what they want to and get paid for it. It's the sweetest job on earth. You have to set expectations. You have to lay the ground rules and give people parameters by which they can operate and the freedom to explore them. So, if you have this framework then, if you have this clarity intelligence, courage intelligence, and then you also have this credibility intelligence, what do you do with it then? The next thing you have to do is understand the anatomy of the decision. What makes up a decision? There are 5 things that I believe constitute the makeup of a decision. The first is what's sparking the conversation right now. Why is there a need to have a conversation around making a decision? Right? What's triggered the need for the decision? What's happened in the organization? What's gone right or what's gone wrong to make you get to the point of, hey team, we have to make a decision right now. The next thing is, what is at stake? If we make this decision now, what is going to happen next? What's truly at stake if this decision goes right, wrong, or indifferent? What if it's never made? The third thing is the stakeholders. Who is going to be most impacted by this decision? So many people make decisions and then watch the fallout afterwards, not having spoken to the stakeholders first, or at least considering what they would be going through once the decision has been made. Who is involved? Who needs to be informed? This isn't about approval, it's about awareness, getting people to understand where we're going, why we're going there, who's going to be impacted once we get there. The fourth thing is solutions. What are your real options? Capture 2 to 3 visible paths forward, even if one feels obvious. Don't take the straight and narrow path. Consider what can we do to make the best decision for our teams, our organizations, and our stakeholders. And then lastly, share. So many people make these decisions in these soapboxes and these corner offices that have no idea that they haven't communicated it to their teams effectively enough. How will you communicate your decision? Strong decisions fall apart with weak delivery. You send the email, you send the blast, but who reads emails these days? When is the last time you read an email all the way through? So if you aren't reading it, how you want your team to make it too, to read it first? Set the standard, communicate, over-communicate the decision you've just made. So to recap that, what's causing the decision to be made? What's the spark, right? What's at stake when the decision has been made? Who are the affected stakeholders? What are the solutions we're working toward? And then lastly, how do we communicate, how do we share what this decision is going to mean for our organization? And that takes us to shift number 5. You're moving from talent acquisition to talent multiplication. Ladies and gentlemen, hiring talent is not enough anymore. Leaders must multiply it. Great leaders develop people, not just manage them. Growth is a leadership responsibility. Strong leaders leave people better. In your succession strategy, if your succession strategy, is to panic after someone critical in a position has resigned, that is not strategy, that's chaos. And what today's workforce is needing is growth. It isn't a nice to have, it is a requirement. If people can't see themselves evolving in your organization, they will not stay in your organization. And if under your leadership, people can't trace their success back to development because of something you did, what was the point of you being in the first place as their leader? You have a responsibility of navigating people's success for them, helping them to see their journey, their way along the journey in your organization. If you as the leader are keeping me back and not propelling me forward, we have a problem. Think about it this way. How many people have you been led by that tried their best to keep you right where they met you? They saw your potential and saw it as a threat versus an opportunity to propel you or to advance you. They became threatened by you and your ability to perform. You cannot be that leader. People in this day and age, these Generation Z and these low-end millennials, low-end meaning the younger ones, are not waiting around for you to advance them. They're looking for their own advancement. I was doing a workshop a couple of weeks ago for a local hotel in the Bahamas. And one of the ladies stood up and she said to me, Mr. Thompson, I hired a young man, he was 19 years old. He started to work maybe 2 months in, and she said he came to work this day, you know, normal. They had their briefing, he went about his day. She noticed she hadn't seen him for a few hours, so she called him. The young man said to her, oh, Mom, I've reevaluated my life decisions. I don't work for you all no more. The uniform was in the bathroom. Wait a minute. All your life, you've been raised to find a good job, stick it through, be loyal, man up, keep moving, be positive. And you're now leading people who tell you, I've left the uniform in the bathroom, I've reevaluated my situation. I don't work there no more. You can't afford to lead people the way you were led 40 years ago. That's not effective leadership. And people aren't waiting around for decades to get the next prong up. They are looking to find themselves on the organizational chart to get to the next level. And they're not waiting around for you to make it happen for them. They are the ones that are going to make it happen for themselves. And if they can't find leadership that's going to help them to propel, help them to advance, they will leave you right where they met you. But you're the same one talking about these young people, they ain't got no stickability, they ain't got no loyalty. Man, stay and hang around for you to get it together. They're waiting for you to show up or not. And if you don't, the young people would say, fire, burn. So, that brings me to shift number 6. You're shifting from comfort to courage. I've said it before on this show. The only thing that grows in your comfort zone is your waistline. Yes, Mom. Yes, sir. Every year is new year, new me. Only thing new is your dress size or your pant size, sir, Mom. With all due respect. Comfort does not bring next level. Comfort does not result in the next thing for your business. And if you're going to move from being comfortable to being courageous, you have to ask yourself this question. When was the last time the thing that you avoided went away on its own? Or miraculously got better? Exactly. Avoided conversations aren't leadership. That's leadership debt, ladies and gentlemen. So many leaders confuse avoidance for professionalism. They say things like, I'm just being direct. I tell it like I see it. I'm a straight shooter. Ladies and gentlemen, that is cowardly. Leadership requires courage, and courage comes when the leader takes responsibility to evaluate a situation, critically think about what needs to be said, and then they do what's next, the right thing to do next. They thoughtfully communicate with their team members. People who say things like, I tell it like it is, I speak my mind, are cowards. Now, Ahmad, take it for the fine neck. No. It's too early in the new year for you to be doing foolishness. You have time to get it together. If you are not going to be sensitive enough, thoughtful enough to reevaluate what you need to say first and next, why should I trust you with my leadership? Why should I trust you with my career? If you shoot off at the mouth, how do I look to you for example of leadership? Real leaders take the time to evaluate what needs to be said. They find the best way to say it, and then they say it in the best opportunity, the best environment. Courage requires honesty and vulnerability. Feedback builds trust. Silence only protects you, not your teams or your culture, because culture erodes when issues are ignored. What leaders won't confront, organizations will eventually pay for. And many of your organizations are paying for it right now. We're about 38 days into the new year. And you're still doing the same old, same old. You're still showing up expecting things to be different, and you haven't shown up differently on your own. You haven't demonstrated to your team members what better looks like. You haven't laid out a clear expectation for them. You're the same leader going around saying they're supposed to know. She's been here for 25 years, she's supposed to know. Mom or sir, how do you know what they know? When is the last time you engaged them? When is the last time you asked them the question? Are you certain what needs to be done? Have you evaluated your policies in the last 10 years? Have you taken a moment to reflect on what is making us successful and what is keeping us back? Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the time to do what always has been done, expecting to never go you've never been. Said another way, you can never go where you've never been by doing what you've always done, ladies and gentlemen. It is physically impossible. And that takes us now to our final shift. Shift number 7, from leadership intuition to leadership intelligence. In 2026, leadership can no longer rely on instinct alone. Now, don't get me wrong, your experience still and will always matter. But intelligence now matters just as much. You see, intuition is shaped by past conditions, but leaders are now facing unprecedented complexity that requires you to use data to predict future outcomes. High-performing organizations lead with insight, not assumption. Leadership intelligence includes data, context, systems, and people signals. In this year of our Lord, decisions must be informed, not just confidence. In 2026, the most dangerous leader is the one who relies solely on instinct. If you are going to be the leader that's relying on your gut feeling only, you're in trouble. Because 9 out of 10, that's just gas. Drink one club soda and belch. That ain't all you need right now to be your best version of yourself in 2026. People are relying on data to make informed decisions. Let me say it to you this way. So many people are off-put and caught off guard when they get their employee survey results. You take all this money to invest in this platform to have your employees tell you what you knew 5 months ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago. Nothing has changed because you haven't changed. And personally, I advocate for getting feedback from your teams and sharing feedback with your teams. But the employee engagement model, the employee engagement survey model, is antiquated. You wait all year long to find out from me one day what gone right or what gone wrong. People do one or two things. They tell you the truth or they tell you a lie. And the truth, you try to cover up with what just happened last week. Well, that's only because it's Christmas time. That's only because the election just soon come. Versus understanding and reviewing the data. How many times have you, as HR leads, as organization leaders in your departments at work, received data and never gone through them? 75% participation rate, 98% completion rate, but nothing has changed in the organization year over year. Ladies and gentlemen, it makes no sense to go to your teams for data and do nothing with the data. They have come to you before, they've given you this opportunity, they've given you this insight, they've given you their trust. Do something with the data. I'm not saying to you to abandon your instinct. You gotta use your good sense. Common sense is needed in leadership in this day and time. But ultimately, with that common sense, with your experience, with your intuition, must be data. HR leaders, let me talk to you for a minute. You cannot rely on instinct alone to staff and to attract new talent. This new generation has come out of the womb with information. They ain't got to Google nothing. It's all in their hands. And if you're not going to meet them where they are, you're going to lose them, and they're going to leave you where they met you. Data, information, intelligence, data that's going to influence and also encourage the movement of an organization is 100% required. It's not a nice to have in this day and age, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand that without data, you won't be able to break barriers. You won't be able to break cycles of the same underperformance and inefficiencies in your organization. I worked for an organization a couple of years ago, and one of the things we had to do was to explain to the team members why we were asking them for their data. What were we going to be doing with it? Where would it end up? What is the point of it? They had to see the connection between what I'm giving you now and what I expect to see in the future. And just because an employee said it in an employee engagement form doesn't make it true or actionable. But when your team members can point back to something and says, you know what, after we gave you feedback A, or after we had that meeting on the 7th of so-and-so, we saw improvement thereafter. But so many of you are walking around, getting data and doing nothing with it, or in fact, avoiding data. That's not going to take you where you need to go in leadership. Leaders today who are sound, who are advancing the future, who are taking things to the next level are the ones who use data and intuition. They take what they know, they take what they've experienced, and they bring it to the cutting edge. I want to encourage you before we go to our next break to think about the person in your organization or persons in your organization who are the most gangsterous. the ones who cause the most trouble, inciting all kind of riot, making all kind of confusion. Those are the people that know exactly what's wrong and know how to make it right, know how to make it better. Lean into them, engage them, stop avoiding them, stop ignoring them. The more you ignore them, the louder they get. Think about it. You picture them right now causing confusion in your last briefing. But if you tap into that gold mine, they know exactly what's going wrong and they know exactly what it will take to make things go better. Those are our 7 shifts that you must make over the course of this year. As we take our final break for the evening, I need you to understand, take a moment. My professor in college would say, postulate. Think about where you need to place the most focus right now. And when we come back, I want you to take that conversation even further, because we are going to come back to take it one step further before we go and end our episode for tonight. Stay close. Your breakthrough continues after this break.
We lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
My name is Omar Ferguson. I've been disabled now from 2009. What inspired me to start my own business? It was the determination to know that I still had something left in me, even though a lot of my independence, my mobility was being restricted. In my disability, it's kind of hard finding the investors or the capital. For example, national insurance. The benefit that we receive, it's a lifeline. And in any business that you're going to take, it's going to be a risk. We're not looking for handouts, but we want you to understand that we still need a little special care. This literally gives us a backbone that, hey, we could actually stand someday. This is the business I know it's going to be a risk. Even going through that process, I'm still dependent on national insurance. Overall, being in the program itself has put me in a place where I feel young again. I feel like anything is possible. I would say to others with disabilities, look around your community, just like you guys said in one of the modules. See what is needed in your community and go for it. Don't be afraid, just go for it.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com. The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.